Welcome back to Whiskey Happens. I'm Garrett. That's
Travis. I wanted to make you wait.
fair.
Anticipation.
I can wait on you. If you're new to our channel, please do me a favor. If you like this video, hit the subscribe button. It's right down there. If not, you can always hit the like button. You can comment and tell us what we can do better, but any engagement would be more than welcomed.
Yes.
We also have a website. We're thinking about doing our next barrel pick pretty soon. So be sure to check out our website for any updates, information leading towards that. I will give you guys a hint. It may come from a place in New Jersey. It may not. We'll see. But timing is everything.
It is.
How are you doing, Night Trav?
Good. Getting ready to pour a drink.
Oh, what are you going to pour? Tell me more.
I don't know. I just decided to take two of my bourbons and put them in these fun skulls for the holidays. And yeah, so it's just Buffalo Trace. It's a store pick. It's nothing crazy, but I just thought it'd be fun. Kind of similar to what our episode's going to be about. It's, what we think or what we feel is the best so far of 2022. So Garrett and I put together a small collection, just four, that really were outstanding so far this year. And we're getting close to the end of the year. And we were thinking, what can we do that's, close to the end of the year? There might be a few more bottles we get that we open and we try that could beat out and for the entire year, because every year we do here's the best of 2021, here's the best of 2022. But right now, these are top contenders for both of us. So
I'm going to preface this with saying that this list does mostly comprise of limited editions, and that wasn't the intention. That's just the result. It's not saying that in order to have a great bourbon, it has to be a limited edition. It's just the way it happened. For us this year, next year could be. You guys know I'm an Evan Williams fan. Sometimes it's just sitting on top, depending on where you're at.
Well, and I think, too, it's what we can get our hands on. So you have to remember, it's what Garrett and I have gotten our hands on this year. And there's a few other bottles that are in contention, but these are the ones that we just kind of quickly were like, yeah, if we had an opportunity to get another bottle of this, hands down, we would throw in as quickly as we possibly could to get it. So with that being said, I'll kick us off with the one that is a whiskey, and that would be Chattanooga whiskey. So right here, this is the Founders 10th anniversary. Let me read the blend of this because I don't want to get it wrong, but it's B002 51%, SBO 9% and 1816 RES 40%. I don't know what that means, but other than that, it came from those barrels. Chattanooga's been putting out a lot of good stuff. That one, to me, is one of the best I've had. I've almost killed the bottle, and I'm pissed because I can't get another bottle. And out of fluke, we got it because Garrett was in town. But and I think we've talked about this on another episode. But
sure.
Garrett, what are your thoughts around that? I mean, to me, it was definitely one of the best ones so far this year.
Yeah, I think that for it being their 10-year anniversary, and say what you will about blended or source whiskey, that's not what this discussion is about. However, it is truly something different than their lineup, and I do enjoy that versus Russell's has a 10-year, Vickers has a 10-year, and it's their regular juice just aged longer, where this is like something that's truly crafted to celebrate their 10-year mark.
Very true.
So I enjoyed it.
That's good.
I wish I was on camera to talk about it.
I know, so do I. You were the ghost of Christmas Gary. I truly love the Founders Edition as well. But that being said, Garrett, what's our next one?
This is one that we haven't talked about in a while, other than you seeing us being gifted this bottle, E.H. Taylor Single Barrel. I am a big John J. Bowman fan, as you guys know, huge tater tot for A. Smith Bowman. And I really feel that John J. Bowman versus E.H. Taylor Single Barrel are similar. I know before we've done the Blanton's video,
Hmm.
and people say single barrel for single barrel, but I mean as far as taste, single barrel, I really do think that now they rival each other.
Yeah.
Versus, it just sucks that at least for me, John J. Bum is more readily available. This is my first single barrel of each Taylor, and I didn't even find it. John helped us acquire this, or John gifted this to us. We didn't
Yeah.
even find it or get it ourselves. So, John,
Very
thank you
good.
again. It
Yep.
really was the treat of 2022 spring.
Spring. It was amazing. I
Actually,
have
that was the
drank.
same weekend we got the founders.
Yep, that's true. And I love the single barrel as well. I got another single barrel, so I'm excited to see the difference between the two. It's sad that they're so hard to find because they are so good. I mean, and I pray that this next one is good too. Like I hope it's not bad, and I go, oh, it was just the one I had, but I don't think so. It's kind of like we talked about John Jay, is they're single barrels. They're all slightly different, and they're just so good though. Like they're all slightly different, but they're never bad. Like it's
Mhm.
never like, oh, I don't know about that one. So
Which, yeah, so far so good. And
yeah,
that's the thing where I feel like Blanton's fails people is that people are like, oh, I finally got my first Blanton's. And it's not that great. Blanton's is not great, but it's good.
yeah,
But there are some funky ones out there that people do happen upon, and it genuinely isn't the same. Um, it whatever the difference is, right? The
yep.
barrel was just too hot for too long, or whatever. Uh, you do get funky Blantons. That hasn't happened, or I haven't heard of any stories with that with each Taylor and or John J. Bowman.
Third on our list really isn't a surprise. I mean, if people have had this one, I've never heard anyone say it was not good, or if not one of the best they've had. Everyone was looking for it at one point. We got lucky enough, or I got lucky enough to get
Yeah,
two
you did.
bottles of it. But Penelope American Light Whiskey, 128 proof, 13-year aged. It is just, it's a, it's in a league of its own when it comes to the way that bourbon tastes. It is just phenomenal at 128 proof. The one thing that everyone says, it does not drink like 128 proof. Everyone that drinks it's like at first a little scared, 128 proof, but when they have it, they're just like, that is just smooth, and it is. It is just a smooth bourbon. But that's how I really feel about it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm not the hugest fan of finished whiskeys and rectified whiskeys, as you guys know.
Mhm.
However, I do think Penelope is killing it. And like, if I would have known, I guess a year ago we were in New Orleans when I found
Yeah.
that first bottle of just like I can't tell you the name of the magazine, but just reading about it and then finding one and then watching the way Penelope like exploded in 2021, exploded, and I'm just like, that's cool for them.
It
It's
is.
getting to the point to where I'm not a fan of every single thing that's come out lately.
Yeah.
However, it doesn't discourage me from the brand. I'm more likely to risk wasting $80 on a bottle just based on their overall lineup versus
Mhm.
any other brand. Like
Yeah.
Nulu's, when they get to the 90s, $100, I'm like, I need to taste this first.
Yeah. I agree with you. And I think that's the same thing as Nulu is one of those that the toasted, I've never had a bad one, but then some of their finished ones, I've just kind of been like, I'm not 100% on this. But
Right.
overall, like you said, overall, like them, like Penelope, like a lot of these newer distilleries that are out there, they're doing a lot of the finished whiskeys. They're better than not. And so most of them are good. You might get one or two that aren't, but for the most part, it's pretty solid product. And
Yeah, and
that is
nothing
their
against
flagship.
Nulu or anything like that. I mean, at
No.
the end of the day, it's all MGP.
Yeah.
When it comes down to it, it's just which master blender is doing more innovative. Not even saying doing a better job, just more innovative. Let's say that. Because there isn't a standard as far as I know, a regulation on how you finish whiskey. So
It's
someone
true.
could leave, I keep picking on honey, but someone could leave honey in a barrel for a month. Some other people could leave it in there for 2 days. And it's just like people have what works for them.
Yeah. No, you're right. I agree.
Yeah.
All right. Number 4, Mr. Johnson.
That is going to take us back to the magical place of Woodford Reserve. The toasted oat grain was something that we happened upon. Like we shot a video saying this bourbon's coming out, and then
Yep.
we happened to be in Kentucky the very next week or within 2 weeks.
Within 2 weeks.
And yeah, it dropped. And we walked right up. I think we were like fourth in line
Mm-hmm.
and got in, got our bottles, got out. And I was recently gifted another bottle of it within the last 2-3 weeks. So thank you, Daniel. And truly, I've never have been fortunate enough to be in Kentucky when the experimentals drop. I've seen them sometimes in secondary Facebook groups or whatever,
Yeah.
but I've never had the opportunity to try it. I loved it. They loved it. Everyone loved it. But it's definitely something to where I would definitely go to Woodford if I was in town just
Yeah.
to see if an experimental dropped.
I mean, that's definitely one that I think they have usually it's 2 experimentals every year. So there's 2 each year. And this is the only one that I've had in a long time that I would say they need to mass produce this. If they can learn how to do this same flavor profile and do it more often in a bigger batch, it would sell all day, every day. And at the price point, I mean, I would pay $60, $70 for a full bottle of that easily.
I think it would be 120 for a full bottle.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'd still pay that. It's that good.
For this as a seasonal thing, yeah, I definitely would. So Woodford, whenever you finish watching our videos, put some 750s down for us.
Yes, please. Very much so. So that'll wrap it up for us. I mean, those are the 4. We just wanted to do something quick, give you guys kind of an update on what we're thinking still by the end of this year. And like Garrett said, they're limited release bottles, but you probably in some areas still can find single barrels you can find.
No, they can't.
Single barrels they can find. Yes.
I don't think any more East Taylor is going to drop this year.
Okay. There still might be some out there. Not in our
There might
area.
be some out there, yes, but the rest of the bottles will not be released again for the 8 weeks we have left. Less than 8 weeks.
This is true. I didn't say release. I'm just saying you might be able to find a Dusty on the shelf. You never know. I mean, I'm still praying that I find another Founders. Like
yeah.
someone just all of a sudden goes, "Hey, I got a one." Oh, you do? Okay, great. I want it.
You never know. I was talking to someone before we got on. They were looking for the spring 17 bottle and bond, and I was like, "Hey, man, just look for the fall. The fall's supposed to be dropping pretty soon."
Yeah.
They're like, "No, but you said the spring was good." I was like, "My word's not Bible, but whatever." And I do a simple Google search, find a bottle in an online place that ships to them, and they have purchased it for $60 a year later.
Yeah.
We'll see if it arrives, but so far so good.
Yeah, it's like I said, you never know. I mean, might get lucky, but any way you swing it, those are ours. Please let us know in the comments if you guys have any of your favorites so far this year, or if you agree with us or you don't agree with us. Either way, every taste is subjective, but whether you like it neat, on the rocks, or in a Coke, whiskey happens.
Oh,
Cheers.
Cheers.